place in the group. It also helps Argentina out, that one. With Croatia already through, all of the other three nations can still qualify for the knockout stage. Oh, let's take you through some of that incident-packed second half then. The goal from Musa, Danny, you said that the pace made a difference, and it was a cracking goal, wasn't it?
It was a really good goal. Good move, actually. I think it was Moses involved, as well as Iheanacho, made in the Premier League in some respect. Because up until the second half, really, there was nothing in the game. This is Iheanacho, just feeds the ball out to Moses. Moses was much more direct, really uses experience as well, and that's good ball. What a touch that is. Oh. Really great finish, Didier, wasn't it?
That's a great finish. You know, the first touch is unbelievable. That's the perfect touch to finish a goal, and a good ball, a good touch. Most of the time is a goal.
Didier, how hard? I mean, I know you're a very gifted striker, but how hard is that at pace to control a ball like that?
I mean, that's what a beautiful goal. What makes it a beautiful goal. You know, the difficulty that he look at that. You know.
It was a brilliant touch, actually.
Wow.
Absolutely.
The more you see it, the better it gets.
Yeah. You know, it's almost instinctive, though, because he's going that quick. You just, just to get your leg out and stop it. The touch is perfect, but it was great.
Musa was involved in an awful lot. Indeed, he had a good shot as well, and Musa had another chance too. So Nigeria really came for Iceland, didn't they?
Well, look, indeed, he started to come to life. Both midfielders in there. Mikel was, very prominent as well with his balls into forward areas. I mean, this actually takes a big deflection. Well, not a huge deflection, but enough of a deflection to cause the goalkeeper problems with the dip that he gets on it. It's a good strike, and I just think all these little moments, getting strikes on goal and making the goalkeeper work, were all part of getting Nigeria moving in the right direction. And
Didier, this is Musa again. This is the one that hit the crossbar.
What a chance! What a chance! And you see the way they occupy the field. You know, people on the side, in the middle, the strikers there. So they've got a lot of options.
It's weird. It's down the middle. The keeper just got absolutely thrown by the curve on the ball, but you can see his confidence growing there, Musa.
And 2-0, Danny, was all about Musa, just ripped to shreds at the back.
Yeah, well, this is what the lads were talking about in terms of down the channels, because the game had opened up at this point. But what Musa does brilliantly here, as he takes this next touch, he goes across. Defender can't touch him. Iheanacho's desperate for a pass, never getting it. This is the touch, though, isn't it? You know what? You go across, knowing that the defender can't touch you.
You're already in the box, so he can't touch you. You can see he tried, but then he was scared, so he couldn't do it.
You can't defend pace. It's so difficult to defend it, especially when you're chasing a goal. You're already a goal down, because that's when the gaps start to appear. And he thrived after Musa. When he took that couple of touches, there was no way he was passing that ball.
That extra touch, wasn't it, there? Just there to set himself.
Just to set himself. It's that composure of being aware of your surroundings and knowing that you're not going to get too much pressure and just picking your spot, and he did it to perfection.
Iceland had a really good opportunity to get back into it, which could have made the last 10 minutes very, very interesting. It was another one of those penalty decisions. Right decision made by the referee in the end and VAR.
Yeah, it was spot on. And to be honest with you, talking about the penalty is almost ridiculous, because it was a spot on decision. What's better to talk about is I'm not sure what the defender's doing here. You know, they're going away from goal, and all you're saying, Didier, at that point is just don't touch him. You were screaming, don't touch him, don't touch him.
Yeah.
Well, Didier makes a great point. You just saw there when we were watching the game about the other defender who tries to pass the ball out instead of clearing it. They're both at fault.
Exactly, and I think the first touch of the defender creates, this movement, and the second foul from the other one. But he shouldn't touch him because he's facing the.
There's Herman Hreiderson.
I know him well. That was a calm moment.
I know him well too.
He went a bit early because, unlike Sigurdsson, I know it looks like a bad miss. It's actually quite close, but he's going for the top corner, wasn't he?
He leant back, didn't he?
Look, weird things happen under pressure. Even the best, as we've seen at this World Cup, it can just be at fault at times, and it was an unfortunate situation for him.
Concussion has been something, and sort of head injuries has been a big talking point in this World Cup. The other Sigurdsson to talk about is Ragnar Sigurdsson. Let's have a look at this incident again in the second half. He takes a nasty knock to the head as Musa scores. Now, there's the knee in the back of his head.
By the way.
Pardon?
Obviously.
Definitely.
He stays on the pitch for 8 minutes and then comes off. Now, there have been a number of incidents at this World Cup. Amrabat the other day, I know it was a bit different. He was knocked unconscious for Morocco and then played 5 days later. Should he been allowed to play on, do you think, guys?
I personally think at that point there, as a player, If you can look at your doctor or your other players and say, I've not suffered a concussion, I've not been knocked out. I know we medically can't decide that as players. I get that.
That's the key.
But it is sport, Dan.
But how can a player make that decision to say I'm okay in the light of what we see in other sports and the importance of head injuries and getting that care right for players?
And I get that, but at the same time, if FIFA or any other kind of sporting bodies start coming into the game and saying, well, the minute you get any type of cut or any type of head collision, that you have to go off the pitch. I mean, I said earlier, this guy would not have played any games. So you have to find that balance. You do, because it's a serious issue, definitely, and I get that. But that fine balance between doing the right thing and then just taking players off just because they had a head collision is we've got to find.
I had a concussion a few months ago while playing in Phoenix, and was 5 minutes before the end of the game. So I played, made the interview, and the next day I wanted to see my goal again, and I didn't remember the interview. So when I spoke to the doc, I said, there's something going on there. So I was out for 3 weeks. The doctor decided that I shouldn't play. But, for example, talking about Nordin Amrabat, I know him well. I played with him. I even spoke to him 2 days after the incident. And he said, I was knocked out. So I think the decision for him to play 5 days after depends on him and also the medical team. But it depends on him.
Because the Players' Union, FIFA, aren't particularly happy, are they? They think there should be better provision at this World Cup. And this is the first World Cup where the referee can actually have 3 minutes to analyse a player to make sure they're okay.
Well, I think they should use that. I think that's a really good thing. And I think the doctor and the physio has a responsibility to say with the referee, I need a few minutes with him. Because a few minutes isn't going to change anything. Even if it has to stop the game, just to make sure. But I think we can see when it's really difficult to judge.
Let's get a few more goals in for you. These are from Group E. An earlier game, Brazil taking on Costa Rica. VAR for you today. Let's confirm Group E. Costa Rica, the first CONCACAF team to be eliminated from the World Cup after their loss to Brazil there. Brazil topped the group, but they are not yet guaranteed to go through. I just come back to the game we've seen. Nigeria seen off Iceland. The group looks fascinating. We know Croatia are through. Who do you think is going to make it through with them? Didier? One word.
I hope Nigeria will make it through, but it's going to be difficult.
I'll let you off more than one word there.
Argentina.
OK, gentlemen, thank you very much. That is it from us. Go and have a quick lie down before Serbia, Switzerland. Thanks for watching. Nigeria's World Cup dreams remain alive. There's a Lusa about this Husa. See you at 6:30.